The Industrial Revolution occurred in the 1800s. This was a very important time period for mankind due to all of the new machines that were being developed. This new technology made life a lot simpler. Before the Industrial Revolution took place, people mainly relied on agriculture to be their main source of food and income. Food was grown and then sold or traded for goods needed by that particular family. Many agricultural people also engaged in what was known as the putting out system. This system was created to help bring in extra money for low-income families and was often done at night by farmers' wives after the day's work had been completed. A common product that was made at this time was cloth. It was usually developed in stages by different individuals. Usually the first person would own a sheep or some other source that clothing is made from, such as cotton. That person's job would be to gather this resource and then send it to the person who would weave it. That person would then send it to be dyed, and in turn it would be sent to a merchant to be sold. At this time, the putting out system was very important due to how crops were growing. The people would settle in an area, and then grow the same crops in the same place until the soil became so used up, crops would no longer grow at all. Eventually, a method was discovered called crop rotation. This meant that if a large plot of land were divided into 4 squares, the crops planted in each spot would change each season. For example, if wheat were planted in one square one season, then it would be moved down after it was over, and corn would now be in its old place. During these crop rotations, one space was always left open for the soil to regain its natural vitamins and minerals that were oh so necessary in the development of plants at this time. Soon after the beginning of the century, a system known as the factory system emerged. This system was able to come to be because of such inventors as James Watt, the inventor of the steam engine. Steam was an abundant energy source. Anywhere coal, wood, or water were located, you could use steam energy. This made it particularly important to the Industrial Revolution because it is what was used to power the machines that these factories consisted of. Steam was not all that was used as an energy source, though. Factories usually were located on rivers. On the side of the factory would be a spinning wheel that would turn as the water flowed. This wheel was attached to a rod, which was also attached to each individual machine. This caused each machine to receive power all at the same time. Wind energy was also used during this time period, but it wasn't such a major contender with steam and hydro energy. It was mainly used to grind wheat in windmills. Like hydropower, the wind would cause a propeller to turn, and this would make a rod vibrate in a circle. The rod was attached to a grinding stone, which would then grind wheat in large quantities quickly as it turned. Transportation was also greatly reformed during the Industrial Revolution. With the power of steam at hand, trains and railroads were created, allowing goods to be transported further distances much quicker. Another reform of transportation, once again thanks to steam, would be the invention of steam freighters. Instead of using sails and the wind to travel over the sea, a steam engine attached to a rudder caused the boat to move in the direction of the navigator's choice. Along with these freighters came human-constructed canals, which are artificial rivers that are hand-dug by people in order to make transportation of items easier into landlocked areas. An example would be the modern-day Panama Canal. Turnpikes, which are similar to today's toll booths, were introduced as well. Basically, certain roads were owned by wealthy individuals, although public ones still existed. Often the private ones would be much quicker. You could travel 2 to 3 times faster if you were to pay a nominal fee to the road's owner. The turnpikes were constructed at the entrances and exits of the roads. Unlike today's toll booths, the wooden arm turned sideways instead of up. Due to these wonderful innovations, such as factories, the steam engine, hydropower, wind power, trains, and steam freighters, we are becoming a more advanced society each and every day. If it weren't for the creation of these necessities, I'm sure we would all be farming somewhere out in rural Kentucky right now.